Hey everyone, welcome back for night 47 on Uncle 3's Ghost Story channel. Man, it's been a minute since I brought up a truly terrifying spot. One that, if you ask me, is easily one of the most frightening, haunted places in the world. I'm talking about the Thuan Kieu apartment building over in Vietnam. See, back when Thuan Kieu started running into hard times, that's when the truly creepy stories began to surface. While I've told stories that happened inside the complex, today, we're focusing on folks who live near it. Because trust me, those evil, spooky spirits didn't just haunt the building. They spread that terror to the neighbors too. I got this particular tale from a woman. Let's call her Anna. Anna is maybe 50 years old now. And the events took place nearly 2 decades ago when she lived with her husband, Tom, her mother, and their young child. Anna says this horrifying encounter with the Thuan Kieu ghost is exactly why her family ended up packing up and moving to America. The wife's side of the family actually wanted the couple to move to America. But Tom wasn't having it. He didn't want to leave his parents in Vietnam, and he worried he wouldn't fit in somewhere new. On top of that, he had a great, steady job right there in Vietnam, which was the main thing stopping him from leaving. Anna, though, wanted to move for her kids' sake. And here's the kicker. Anna was terrified of ghosts. She admitted that Tom was dismissive and stubborn, even though he had seen things and was scared deep down. Anne's place was literally right next to the Thuan Kieu complex. Their bedroom balcony stared straight across at the apartment's parking garage. Anna could practically watch every single car that went in or out. The first weird signs actually involved Anna's mom before she moved to the US. Whenever Anna and Tom got home late, her mom would get super stressed, constantly calling, "When are you getting home? I'm standing here waiting by the door." She'd rush them home every single time. The second they pulled up, she'd yank the door open to let them park inside. If they had company over, her mom acted normal. But on nights when the house was empty, she'd be standing ready, opening the door the second they stopped the motorbike outside and yelling, "Get inside right now, hurry up and come up." This routine continued until one night when Tom drove his wife home late again. The mother opened the door, just like always, shouting, "Hurry up and come up." But as soon as they drove the motorbike inside, she slammed the door shut and let out a blood-curdling scream. It was so loud that the neighbors came running to check on her. Anne's mother explained she was terrified because a big centipede had run over her foot and startled her. A month later, Anna's mom moved to the US for good. Her final, insistent words to them were, "No matter what, come home early, don't be out past 11 p.m. Anna just figured her mother was being protective. They understood their mother's worry, but even after she moved to America, she called every single day. She'd ask, "Did your husband get home early? Did you unlock the door for him? Remember to lock the upstairs doors. Pull the curtains." Eventually, I got tired and even irritated by all the calls. Then one evening, Tom was working late on his computer. His desk was right by the balcony, facing the Thuan Kieu parking lot. Anna was asleep. Tom suddenly felt a huge chill, realizing the air conditioning was blowing cold air directly onto the back of his neck. He got up, turned off the air conditioning, and stepped out onto the balcony for a smoke. The second he lit up, he saw someone down in the parking lot. He couldn't tell if it was male or female, but they wore a big, floor-length black robe, like something a priest would wear. What was really bizarre was that this person had long hair and was wearing a tall hat, kind of like old Chinese style. The figure had a weird silhouette, super broad shoulders and a tiny, narrow waist. Tom couldn't place the gender, even though they were only about 7 meters away. Super close. Tom was only face to face with it for a couple of seconds, but he was completely freaked out. He crushed his smoke and rushed back inside. The clock read midnight. That whole night, he couldn't shake the feeling and barely slept. The next morning, over breakfast, Tom finally brought it up with his wife. "You've lived here a while, and people say this complex is haunted. Have you ever actually seen anything?" Miss Anna just laughed. She said she'd only heard the neighborhood gossip. She added that the building was shut down now because the ghost rumors got so bad. Nobody lived there anymore. Tom wondered if they still had security guards. Anna figured maybe 2 or 3 guards were left to manage the gate. Then Tom asked the big question. Have those guards ever seen someone wearing a black, priest-like robe with long hair and one of those tall Chinese hats? Anna laughed, thinking Tom was trying to scare her. Since she'd never seen anything weird, she wasn't worried. Things went back to normal for about 2 weeks. Tom still had that habit of stepping out onto the balcony for a smoke late at night. This time, though, he purposely peered into the parking lot. He wanted to know if he'd hallucinated it the first time. If the black figure was there, he planned to shout at it. He looked and looked and looked. Nothing. He was almost done with his cigarette and ready to head back inside when he heard it. A chilling, soft giggle. It was coming from above him, over the Thuan Kieu parking area. Tom instantly looked up and knew right away it was the worst decision he had ever made. He saw the face of the black-robed entity. It was ghostly white, with a long tongue, and it was staring right into his eyes. Tom completely freaked out and slammed the door shut. He was so panicked that he couldn't even use the door handle correctly. The door hit the frame loudly, waking up Anna. She asked him what the heck happened. Tom just stumbled over his words. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Go to sleep, sleep, sleep. He eventually lied and said he just slipped and fell, knowing Anna was too afraid of ghosts. The following morning, Tom finally told her the detailed story. Anna went pale with fear, just as he expected. She made him take the day off, and they drove to a local temple for help. A monk there immediately told them to rub incense ash on their temples to calm their minds, asking, "You two have met a ghost or a demon, haven't you?" Anne was utterly shaken. She pleaded with Tom, "Honey, please, no more late nights working, no more going out on that balcony. Just pull the curtains. People talk about this place constantly, and you're the only one who has seen it." Tom listened. He was spooked too. He bought a new laptop and started working inside on the bed or at a coffee shop. No more balcony smoking. A week or 2 later, Anna's mom called. Anna offhandedly mentioned the story of Tom meeting the ghost. That's when her mom dropped the bomb. "I saw it ages ago, weeks ago. Why do you think I kept rushing you home? I saw it a long time ago," she confessed. "Remember, that night I screamed and told you it was a centipede. There was no centipede. I saw that thing standing right outside our front gate, and I was so scared, I just screamed. She told them flat out, "I'm in the States now. You two need to get your paperwork sorted and join me soon." That revelation made Anna wary, but they still weren't ready to move. Anna got pregnant, and luckily, nothing strange happened while she was pregnant or until the baby turned about 1. The baby was healthy and cute and had started crawling everywhere. The story reached its terrifying peak, though, with Anna's event, which made them immediately file their paperwork and sell the house to move to America. It was midnight, and their air conditioner broke. Since it was hot, Tom opened the balcony door to let some air flow in. While they were talking, their 1-year-old baby suddenly looked toward the open window and started laughing. Miss Anna immediately shot a look at Tom. He quickly went to close the door. The moment he shut it, their child began to wail uncontrollably. At the same time, their dog downstairs started howling non-stop. Tom was furious. It was hard enough trying to calm the baby without the dog making noise. He ran downstairs, cursing, and locked the dog in its cage to silence it. Anna followed him to the stairs and told him to cool it because the neighbors would hear him yelling at and hitting the dog. Tom locked the dog up and went back up. When he reached the bedroom, both parents were horrified. Their child was gone. Anna swore she had just laid the baby down before she ran out to the hall to speak to Tom. They searched everywhere. Under the bed, in the closet, nowhere. Tom then noticed the balcony door was open, but it was just a crack. He panicked, fearing the baby had slipped off the railing. He leaped outside, and you know what he saw? His baby was clearly crawling right there in the Thuan Kieu Plaza parking lot. He had looked away for less than 60 seconds, but the child had moved that impossible distance. They both started screaming hysterically. Tom almost threw himself off the balcony. He sprinted downstairs, Anna running right behind him, crying and saying Buddhist prayers. They finally reached the front door and fumbled with the locks. Then they heard it, their baby crying, coming from inside their bedroom. They flew back upstairs and found the child sitting in the room, totally safe. That final incident was the absolute breaking point. Tom and Anna knew they couldn't stay. They decided immediately to sell the place and relocate to the States. And that, folks, is just one of the rare and chilling tales surrounding the Thuan Kieu complex. Sometimes, people just accidentally run into these things in that spot. Some people believe, some don't. But those who meet it, they think. Join me next time for Ghost Story Night 48.